Let me stop you right there. It's
Yeah,
Cookie Mobster.
mobster.
Okay,
Sorry, my
because
bad.
of my
Hey.
Sicilian American heritage, I have a little bit more finesse, charisma, and organization with my cookie industry. So not Cookie Monster, Cookie Mobster.
I meant no disrespect, Godfather.
We'll talk after the show. I just know that I have what it takes, but I have to keep going, and I think one thing that I do is I always remind myself, no matter how frustrated I get, is that everyone has their own path, and I cannot and should not ever compare my path to someone else's.
Oh, that's
And
huge.
I'm always reminding myself of that. Believe me, I will get myself down a little bit because I will see someone who started doing music or whatever much more recently than I did. Like I feel like I've been grinding it out for years, and someone can just like hit the scene in a year or two and like, they're like making it, leveling up. But like I have to remind myself, like we have different paths, and I know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm preparing myself for that one opportunity that is really going to be the opportunity for me. One thing that I got at a yard sale, I love yard sales, by the way. Estate sales, antique stores. I've been doing that since I was in junior high because where I came from, there was like nothing to do. There was no mall where I came from. So yard
That was
sales those were my malls.
that was your shopping trip.
Straight up. But I found this little sign, and it says
Mhm.
luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity.
Ooh, I like
And
that.
I hang that by my door, and I have ever since, to remind me every day that I need to keep preparing for that one opportunity. And I think that I think part of what it is, I guess, dude. And again, like I told you before the show, I'm like, you need to pull this out of me. Like, ask me the questions, because I wouldn't know how to teach something to somebody in terms of like work ethic or hustle. But I just think about the same things almost every day and remind myself of these same mantras and these same goals. And I often like write them down or have them on bulletin boards. And I just try my best to stay focused on what I want to do. And I remind myself of uh, just opportunities that I've made for myself and can continue to make for myself, and not to rely on anybody.
So
Hope that.
before I dig deeper on that, man, I want to point something out that I feel like is really important. And you talked about like what you say to yourself to not get discouraged or to kind of like stay moving forward. And I personally think, like even with myself, man, I think that's one of the hardest things to do because the music industry in general, I think it applies to like anything that you really want to do. Like everything gets competitive at a certain level, but I think having a certain mindset um, is so freaking important, man. Like I can't stress it enough. Like what you tell yourself and like how you, like you said, you repeat these mantras to yourself. Like
Mm,
because a lot of people that I know, like that, and I've done it myself, man. I'm not like above anybody else, but a lot of these mantras that people repeat to themselves are negative,
mhm,
and they end up becoming the thing that prevents people from moving forward.
mhm.
So at the end of the day, man, it's not necessarily opportunity that's not there. It's not necessarily like resources that aren't there. It can be you. It can be you that completely like halts your journey and completely
Yeah.
stops you from growing.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to just say, like, the whole mantra thing. Like, I never I never thought like, I need to make a mantra. What is my mantra going to be? It was just I would just tell myself the same stuff like for years and years and years. And I didn't even know
Yeah.
like what a mantra was in the beginning. It's just like I knew what I'm capable of and what I can do. And I think for inspiration, sometimes I would look at people's like Wikipedia pages and see like at what point in their career they reached whatever. And
Yeah.
for some people, it was like later on. It wasn't in their teens or 20s. Like some people, it was in their 30s, 40s, or 50s. But
Yeah.
I'll look at that for a little bit of inspiration to remind myself of like, you don't have to be a certain age. This doesn't have to come at a certain age or milestone in your life. As long as you're continuing to just go after what it is you want and think that you are capable of doing.
Yeah. I think the other thing that you said that was really important is that everybody has a different path, man, and even the path that you want to be on, like the path that you think that like is going to take you to where you eventually want to end up, like isn't always the path that will get you to that ending place. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like, you know, like you have an idea of being a certain thing, and you imagine that being like a straight line, but it rarely ever is. Like, do you agree with that, or do you think that like it's something that just some people get to experience?
No, I agree with you. And that's one thing that I've learned is to be flexible, and to
Yeah.
just surrender a little bit to the universe or whatever, or what like God's plan is, however you want to call that,
Right.
because the randomest things have happened to me, and they're not like roadblocks, but they are detours. And so I feel like you do have to recognize what's coming into your life and try maybe and think about why that has come into your life, and then see how that is redirection for what you're trying to do. My examples are, listen up, everybody. Um, I was trying to do music and get going more and more in Sacramento, and I had just put out a couple songs and music videos. And I had this plan of like, oh, how I thought I was going to put out music, and then uh, I was trying to apply for a job because I was getting ready to graduate college, and uh, this job that was going to be offered to me, it went away, and then I couldn't keep being a student assistant anymore, and so I was like unemployed. And so
Mm.
my boss knew someone who was opening a restaurant. Like, I can try and get you an interview. I'm like, I have no restaurant experience. Like, I have customer service skills, but like I've never been a server, never been a bartender, never worked in a kitchen. Long story medium, I got a job in this brand new restaurant, and a couple months in, I'm serving the two owners and the wife of one of the owners, and one of the wife. So that the owners are like talking to each other, and the wife is kind of just sitting there, and everyone's scared to serve them, and I really didn't care. So I come over and I'm filling up like their water glasses, and it was a Mexican restaurant. Do I shout it out, Tim, or do I not?
Hey, yeah, why not?
It's Mayo Well Tequila Museo in downtown Sacramento on 12th and K.
Yeah, man,
Um,
great place.
yeah, it really is a nice place. Anyways, I was filling up the water glass for the wife, and she goes, "Oh, so what's your name?" And I'm like, "Oh," and we're talking in Spanish. And I said, "Oh, I'm Vicente." Go, "Oh, Vicente, what do you do besides wait tables?" And I said, "Oh, I like to play piano and I like to sing." And she goes, "Oh, you sing?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Sing me something then." And I'm like,
Ooh.
"Oh, snap. All right." So I just like, with like a water pitcher in my hand, I just sang like some traditional Spanish song that's like a well-known song in Mexico. And my bosses
Volver?
overheard. What?
Volver?
No, Cielito
Okay.
Lindo.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, it's like a little like fun, playful one. And both my bosses looked at me and they're like, "Why didn't you tell me you could sing?" And I'm like, "You guys didn't ask me if I could sing."
That wasn't on the application, sir.
No, it wasn't. But that turned into me becoming like the singing waiter in my Awel. And that was
Mm.
never my goal. But like, all I knew was that coming out of college, I was going to be unemployed. I had a journalism degree, and here I am going to work in a restaurant. And I have no experience. But I kind of just took a chance. This lady asked me to sing one night, and I'm like, whatever. Let me just sing to this lady. And then they wanted me to sing songs there. And at first, I was kind of butthurt about it. I'm like, I am not like you're dancing like flamingo. That's just gonna like do whatever you want, like sing for us, sing for us, sing for us. And at first, I was kind of bitter about it, but then I
Yeah.
realized I'm like, yo, this is an opportunity to make something out of this. So I
Right.
learned more Spanish songs, and I started realizing a lot of foreign people come in there. Like, people do this whole California trip, and they're from like Europe, wherever, and they would usually come in and eat because the hotel is nearby. And I
Mm.
started realizing, like, I can meet people from all over the world singing in this restaurant. So
Yeah.
then I started learning more songs to sing for people. I started creating like little business card things to hand out to people because they wanted to know more about me. And so I kind of turned it into like this way to always market myself, where like I kind of had like a residency. Like, like I was like the Celine Dion of downtown Sacramento, where like 3 nights a week, here I am at my OL, come see me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's just one example of, I never planned to work in a restaurant, but like I had planned to get a job with my degree. And when that wasn't happening, I had to just take whatever life could give me. And that's how that elevated my profile so much in Sacramento, but that also
Yeah.
elevated my skill set and my comfort level of singing in front of people on the spot, and
Right.
working, like, what I'm saying, just working on meeting people and trying to sell myself.
It's
So
like a
that's
bunch of practice. Just a bunch of
Every
practice.
night, 3 to 4
Hmm.
nights a week. I basically had like whether people were there for 20 minutes or 2 hours. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this table fall in love with me. Like that's my whole job. Like each table. Like, and again, I'm not thinking about money. Of course, tips and money are nice, but I was just trying to like sharpen my skills and get those follows, on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook and get people to support and like what I'm doing. So
That's
yeah.
kind of like that's that what you said, man. That preparation meeting opportunity in that
Yeah.
moment where you met the owner's wife,
Uh-huh.
like and that preparation came into play, and you saw the opportunity and you pounced on it, man. And I think
Yeah.
yeah, that's a dope thing.
You gotta just take every chance. People always like, you miss all the shots you don't take or whatever. But like
Yeah.
my thought is like, what do I have to lose?
Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to this channel, welcome to Grown Man Sessions. I'm Timothy Rhyme and I'm the host. I am not a PhD or anybody special with any degrees or anything like that. I'm just somebody that's trying to grow and somebody that's trying to figure out, how to be a better person, better dad, just overall just try to improve my life. And I feel like one way to do that is by connecting with other people that are going through the same thing. So I'm finding people that are going through the same thing, and I'm like bringing them onto the show, so that we can show that there's a lot of people that are going through similar struggles as me, similar struggles as you, and there's no shame in it. It's just us just trying to figure ourselves out and us just trying to like keep leveling up. Whether it be financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, there's always work that we could do. This ain't for everybody. Like I know that there's a lot of people out there that like, they like consuming different kind of media. They like, watching and listening to stuff that's a little bit more entertaining. This kind of stuff is for people that are really intending to like, do work on themselves and really taking that introspective journey within themselves. So to all you out there that are on that path, welcome, and just understand if you found a place that there's a lot of people doing the same thing. So I hope that you join the community. Please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, hit the bell button next to it so you're notified when we release new videos. I release the interviews here on YouTube, but then I have a lot of other inspiring and motivating content that I create on Instagram and on TikTok. So if you want to check those out, it's just at Grown Man Sessions. And if you really believe in what we're doing and you want to link arms in a more profound way, I have a Patreon account set up. It's patreon.com/ Grown Man Sessions. And I already have about like, a handful of people that have contributed or that contribute every month. And so that makes a huge difference. We're a new channel, we're a new show, we're very small. Like I said, it's not like the most entertaining subject matter in the world, but I really do think it's important stuff that, we figure out and we just try to share with each other. I feel like, word of mouth is like the best way to spread the word. So if you think somebody else might be able to benefit from what we're talking about or what we're doing or the experiences that we're sharing, please share it with them. I hope that this reaches people that really need to hear it in that moment. Because I know I used to be that way too. I used to like just search for other people that are going through similar things so you could feel like you're not going through it alone. So I encourage you guys to just keep doing the work. I know it's not easy. If you're having a rough day, it's okay. Just keep going. Just lean on your support system. If you don't have one, then you can drop a comment. You can hit us up, and we can figure it all out together. All right. So thank you again for tuning in, and I hope you guys check out some more videos, and I hope that we can stay connected. Until then, peace out.